In this video, we're going to be reviewing some of the warnings and alarms that you may see on your SSI unit. Firstly, I want to mention the difference between the warnings and alarms. Alarms are for more serious issues and are going to shut the unit down when triggered, whereas warnings are for less serious items and more for your information that something may be trending towards an alarm state, but it hasn't gotten there yet. We'll start off by discussing alarms. There are a couple of places that you can see alarms on the HMI screen. Firstly, as you may have noticed, if any alarm conditions are currently active, they will show up as a scrolling banner across the top of many of these screens. For example, if we go into the operations screen, you can see that there's a scrolling banner across the top stating that I currently have the stop button engaged, and that is what is preventing the unit from running. In order to see a list of all the alarms, you're going to want to go to the alarms page on the HMI. So we'll go back to the main screen and then enter the alarm history. This page will show you a timestamped list of all the alarms since the unit was last fully powered off. The alarms in red are currently active, and the ones in green have been previously cleared. To clear active alarms, you can press the reset button here, which will clear all the alarms and restart the unit. Now, I'll switch gears and talk to you about the warnings. So we'll hit the directory button and go back to the main HMI screen. Once here, we can click here to go to the warning screen. Once on the warning screen, you'll see a list of all the warnings that are built into the SSI units. If a warning is activated, it will show up here in red. If you need to reset a warning, you can do so by clicking the black reset button below the HMI on the control panel. Additionally, as these warnings are non-latching, once you've cleared whatever is the cause of the warning, it will revert back to the OK status on its own. So now, I'm going to take you through each of the warnings on this page and tell you a little bit about what they mean. So to start off, in the top left, we have the hydraulic filter bypass. This is a hydraulic filter that comes after the charge pump in the hydraulic system. If this filter becomes plugged, then this warning will activate and the system will start automatically bypassing this filter. Once you see this warning, you want to make sure that the filter is replaced right away, as bypassing it can put the rest of the hydraulic system at risk of contamination. Next up is your nitrogen and max hydraulic pressures. These are set to let you know if either the nitrogen or hydraulic systems are approaching their safe operating limits. These are actually user configurable warnings, which can be set from the Set PSI Alarm screen. If we go back to the main screen, and then in the top right, you can get to the Set PSI Alarms. You can change the warning values by clicking on these blue boxes, and you can change the alarm values by clicking on the yellow boxes. If you think you need to change any of these alarms or warnings, we recommend that you first speak to an SSI service tech, as your unit should be able to operate fully within the default values that are set. Now, we'll hop back over to the rest of the warnings. Next up is the low charge pump PSI. This warning will activate if the charge pump is not able to get the hydraulic system up to its defined pressure. Next is the min load up, which, as its name indicates, will give a warning if the measured rod load drops below a certain value. Along with this warning, there's also a min load alarm that will shut the unit down if a rod break is detected and the load drops significantly. Below that, we have the hydraulic tank pressure. This is a pressure sensor inside the hydraulic tank that, in the event of any nitrogen leak from the pumping unit into the hydraulic system, it will be noticed as a pressure in this tank and activate this warning. Next, on the right side here, you can see 3 status indicators that indicate where the unit is with regards to its warm-up phase. If the unit is still warming up, these will display which stage of the warm-up is currently activated. Next, in the middle at the bottom of the screen, we have the chemical injection warning. This will be activated if there's a fault in the chemical injection system, which I'll explain in more detail in the video on chemical injection. Finally, the last warning is going to be your PLC battery. There's a battery inside of the PLC that allows it to store information when the unit is disconnected from the main power. If this warning activates, it means that the battery is no longer working and that it should be replaced in order to prevent any loss of information in the event of a shutdown. With that, we've finished our overview of the basic alarms and warnings that you may see on your SSI power unit. As always, if you have any issues with an alarm or warning, we suggest you speak with your SSI service team to get this issue addressed.